Maffetone heart rate zone training week 3 has been Hi guys, I'm Chris, I'm 50 and I am a terrible runner. My aerobic fitness is terrible. My running form was terrible. I think it's getting better. And yeah, I've run in the past every now and then as a mindset training thing because I've always hated running. I've never been good at running, and I used it to test how my mindset training was going, because I used to be in a real dark place, alcoholic, gambler, smoker, overweight, all those sorts of things. Few other things don't want to talk about. And yeah, I've completely turned my life around. And I used running a couple of years ago as a way of seeing how far my mindset progressed by testing myself and seeing what places my mind went to when I was running and wanted to quit. And I sort of got through all those sorts of things and did things that kind of surprised me, like a half marathon without walking, even though I hated it, was completely unfit, and it was total agony, and I nearly came last. This week, so I'm doing heart rate zone training now, and I'm starting to enjoy running. I can't believe that I'm enjoying running, but I'm going super slow. I'm having to walk loads, keeping my heart rate down to my MAF number, which for me is my Maffetone number, which for me is 180 less my age. I'm 50, so it's 130. Then I take another 5 off because I'm unfit and I'm trained for 2 years, etc. So it's 125. So I'm generally keeping my heart rate between 115 and 125. And that means I have to walk a lot because I'm unfit. Heart rate shoots up high. So I'll tell you about the devices I use, like for monitoring my heart rate and things I run with in a minute. Just got them over my shoulder there, and I'll tell you about those. But let me just tell you about week 3, which has been a bit of a shitter, to be honest. Let's get some numbers up so we can have a look. So this is week 3 of my training. Basically, I'm on a program called the Personal Best Program, which is for all abilities of runner, beginners to experts, really. And I've got a running program off that, but I get to choose what level I go at. And I've actually gone at a level which is a lot of hours per week because I can find the time because I work for myself. But actually, as you'll see, I'm probably going to drop that down this week. So this week's target hours of running, including warm up and cool down, which would generally be about 10 minutes each, was 4 hours and 15 minutes for week 3. So it's gone up like 15 minutes a week sort of thing. But as you can see, my actual hours are only 2 hours and 58. And now that puts me 1 hour and 22 down for last week, which is disappointing. And it's not through want of trying, but I actually got very slightly injured. I mean, I'm not even sure injured's the right word, but I've got some mild pain in my right ankle came as soon as I started running one day last week. And because part of this method is building up slowly, none of this no pain, no gain mentality, I need to listen to my body. And this is something I'm not used to at all. I've always been completely the opposite. I need to listen to my body. And because my ankle's hurting, I'm not going to run. And that's the discipline I'm using in this, is to not run when I'm not feeling right, and to recover and then go again, in the hope that will, in the long term, lessen the time that I'll miss and just help me build up and get stronger as I go on. So if we look at the runs themselves, you can see here, first day was 3.53 mile run. That's the actual run. Warm-ups are over there, which is fine. 14 minutes, 10-second pace, which is quite good for me. And the average heart rate there was 121. So as I say, keeping it between 115 and 125. And there's a bit of ice and snow about, and it felt really good at putting the notes there. Next day, 2 miles 15. So the target that day was to do 45 minutes, I think. So I did 30-minute run and a 7.5-minute warm-up, 7.5-minute cool down. And again, felt good. I was trying to sort of lean forward a bit more. I've been reading a bit about chi running and how to have more comfortable running positions. Haven't learned too much about that yet. I was trying to just use gravity and just lean my body forward, like the whole body, and let gravity pull me along instead of having to force myself all through effort into my legs. and better pace that day. It was only 2 miles, but 13:57 was the average pace. Heart rate a little bit lower, 118 on average, but still the same thing. And the good thing about that run is I've got in the notes here that this 32:59.7 is the different heart rate zone. So 59 is the actual Maffetone zone. So 59% of the time I was in that 115 to 125. 32 I was below it, and I don't mind that at all, and only 7 above it. What I don't want to do is go above it, because then I'm definitely going into anaerobic, well, almost certainly going into anaerobic zone, and I don't want to be training there. It's not building up my base. So that was really good. 7 was really good for me. Next day, I played golf and we walked. Now, usually we get buggies, my brother and I, because we have a bit of a time constraints with picking children up from school and that. But there was no buggies that day because of the snow we'd had. And we both walked. It's the first time we've walked since we've taken up golf again this year. We both sort of packed in golf for something like 7 or 8 years and decided to take it up again this year. Now we've got a bit more time, kids are all at school, etc. And that was the first time we'd walked it. Now that was good because it's like probably 5 or 6 miles walk. And what was interesting was the next day, neither of us could walk very well. And it's because we're walking with our golf bags on our back, and you sort of crouched over to, accommodate the weight on your back. So you're sort of bending at the waist, and we were both really sore in our like hip flexors or whatever. So yeah, so the next day there was no way I could run because I was really sore. But the next day I was okay, and I went straight out. And in my warm-up, I'd only just got outside the house. My right ankle had some very mild pain in it, just inside the right ankle, bit sort of behind the ankle bone, going towards the Achilles. And it was super cold as well. But I carried on, not in a no pain, no gain sort of push through it mentality, but just because I thought it would run off, and it seemed to be okay. And as it turned out, it wasn't. The next day, the 2 next days, which I think were Friday and Saturday, just trying to think what days it goes to now, which was Saturday and Sunday, I was in quite a lot of pain in that ankle. Like going up the stairs was really uncomfortable. So I actually couldn't run those 2 days, and it's now Tuesday and I haven't run since. But although I could run today, I think I might run later, I might say. But that's 4 days where 1 day was 2 days was supposed to be rest. Okay, I'm supposed to be resting on 2 of those days, I think, or maybe 1. I think it's 2. So the first rest day was okay. That was when I played golf. Maybe I could count that 5 or 6 miles of walking as not quite a rest day. Next day was a rest day, but it was because my hips were hurting. 2 others injured. Am I doing too much already? Probably. I think because of this, and because, let's just go back again, because I'm so behind on the volume, I may as well drop down a program to the 3 hours to 6 hour program. So it's starting at 3 hours a week, building up. So it's like 3 hours. Next week it'll be probably 3 hours 10 or something, 3 hours 20, 3 hours 30. 4th week is like a drop back week where you still train, but a lot less, and then back up to where you were before and carry on progressing. I've been doing the 4 hours to 8 hours a week. Remember, that's including warm-ups. So I'm going to drop to the 3 hours to 6 from here on and see how I go. I may have to drop down again. Maybe I'm just expecting myself to be able to do this because I still do martial arts, and I still skip, and I still do anaerobic stuff. And maybe, putting this time, this load of time and distance on my legs is causing me more trouble than I thought it would, and I need to really drop it down. So I'm going to drop it down 1 program from now on and see how it goes. Yeah, I think that's it really for this week. It's been a bit of a disappointing week in respect of the ankle. It's had 4 days now. I'm actually just feeling it now. I think I might be able to run tonight. I'm going to see how I go. I have got a meeting after I finish working. I'm going to see how I go. I just want to tell you about some of the equipment I've been using, just in case it's interesting to you guys. So I wear a Garmin Vivo Active 3 music watch, which is this baby here. It wasn't that expensive. There's probably much better ones, I don't know, but it does everything I need. It's You know, it's, what's the word? It interacts with my phone and gives me all my messages. I actually bought a different strap for it because I am allergic to the plastic type straps that they usually come with. I just get a massive rash on my hands. So I just bought a cheap strap. That was only like £2 on Amazon. And, you know, it's doing everything. All my alarms come on it. It works perfectly with the Garmin setup. And I also use, because it does heart rate on it, it's got a wrist-based sensor, but apparently they're not as accurate as the actual chest straps. So this is the Garmin HRM Dual, it's called, heart rate monitor with ANT or Bluetooth wireless technology. I use this. It's brilliant. Just wear it around your chest. It has a little sensor that pops into there, and it is supposedly, or well, I think we can say definitely, because it's like considered a thing, more accurate than wrist-based sensor. It's got more, you know, it's got sensor pads on both sides of your chest, picking up your heart rate there. And then the other thing is I like to listen to music while I'm out there running. It's just part of my enjoyment. I'm very relaxed, and I got a lot of the if you do racing and stuff, they say that you're not allowed to wear in-your-ear headphones. So I actually bought some of these. They're called Maffetone wireless bone conduction headphones. I've never heard of that before. I did the Kenilworth Half Marathon last 2 years ago. And what they basically do is, I'll show you here, is they sort of sit in front of your ears. So they sit like that. They come over here and sit in front, so you can still hear out of your main ear hole, which is great. So I just use those just so that I'm used to wearing them, like comfortable wearing them. And yeah, they just, you can either put them into your Garmin watch, or mine just goes straight into my phone, because I always take my phone with me anyway, in case somebody needs to get hold of me. So yeah, that's just a bit of the stuff I use. So yeah, that's it for this week, guys. Bit disappointed with just how much volume I've been able to put in. The whole idea for me really is to build volume, get my aerobic fitness up. I want to do some really long runs. I'm going to try and do a decent half marathon next year, instead of just trying to get round like I've done in the three I've done before, and then maybe a marathon the year after, 50 miles. And I suppose my ultimate goal actually is to do a 100-mile run, and I am so far from that. It is incredible. So yeah, that's it for this week, guys. Hopefully, it's Tuesday today, so I've already missed a day this week. Hopefully this week things will hold up. I'm going to drop the volume and see how it goes. Guys, have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.